Hello. Last couple of hours in South Africa. I'm about to head home after 10 weeks in Cape Town and 1 week in Joburg. I did this little video about all the things that I've seen and experienced, and I hope you enjoy it. So, before I get into the things I saw in Cape Town, I'm going to start with why. Because I could. I have a child-free, husband-free life. So I lived in Australia for 12 years, and I got used to hot Christmas. And I know with all the light, it just made me feel really happy. And the Irish winters were starting to get me down. I was actually starting to dread Christmas for the second year in a row, and I have so much to be grateful for. So I decided I would rent out my cottage to a lady who was actually retiring to Sligo for 2 months. And I found an apartment in Cape Town, booked a flight and got down here. I work online, business coach, so as long as I have good internet, I can work with my clients all around the world. I'll do another video about how I arranged everything soon. The cost of living is so cheap in South Africa, which is a bonus, and I wanted to be in an unfamiliar environment to see things differently and get a little different perspective. I've been doing things like this since I was 19. I actually went to Jersey, the Channel Islands, on my own for 3 months. I went to work in a bar, ended up working in a bank. But anyway, that's another story. So let's get stuck into my 10 weeks in Cape Town. I felt really, really safe. So I was staying in Sea Point, which is just outside of the CBD. And it was just a beautiful area looking into the hills. I could have been in Sydney. It was just really luxurious, very safe, very secure. I had a first floor apartment and it was all protected. You kind of get used to seeing it all around, where there's fencing all the time. It was a bit off-putting in the beginning, but then after a few weeks, I just totally got used to seeing it. The other thing that kind of made a huge difference, like I've been traveling for many years, is the fact that I could Uber like directly from the apartment to anywhere I wanted to go. And Uber Eats, if I wanted to eat something late at night, I could actually have it delivered to the house. Both of these, tools that were not around when I was first starting to travel did make it feel a lot more safe for me. One of the things that I saw that just cracked me up the first time I saw it was there's these taxi buses that are like a informal, privately owned bus service, and they really are hilarious. They toot the horn, they open the door, people jump in. It's all like sometimes they've got music coming out of them. They're very loud. The first time I saw them, I thought somebody was being kidnapped because they barely slowed down. But yeah, very interesting to see this type of service for shuttling people all around the city. Now, a few things that I saw was the recycling really hasn't kicked in over here yet. There's a lot of people still carrying plastic bags, a lot of people using lots of bottled water. Even though the water is safe to drink, I was boiling mine in the apartment. But what I did see was, that basically there's a lot of upside onto it as well. There's this, I saw some recycled art projects. So one of them was this in the V&A waterfront. And then this was a really, really cool thing. It's called an eco bottle. So basically, whatever bottle you have at home and whatever plastic you use, you cut the plastic up and you stuff it into this bottle until it's a kilo. And when it's a kilo, it becomes a brick. And with the bricks, they can make walls, they can make houses. And I thought this was a really, really cool idea. So even though there was plastic bags, there was also really cool things too. The energy in the place, like I just think Western society, we have become a little bit complacent, or we kind of complain about things, but the energy here, like they're just so positive, this feeling of optimism. They've come from a very hard life and background, and people are now integrating, and people are like really working on the positive side of things. Anybody I followed on Instagram, they're all really cool at talking. And when I was in an Uber, I would listen to the radio, and there's just such a positive, vibrant, upbeat, optimistic kind of feeling about the place. They're excited about the future and they're not complacent about things. And that was really refreshing to be a part of that. Celebrity life. I joked about this. There are still lots of people working in jobs that are long gone from, well, definitely from Ireland. Things like parking attendants. Instead we've got apps. Obviously, we have parking like for writing the fines, but you had to get a ticket from these people. There were gas attendants. There was somebody to collect your luggage when you arrived at the airport and trolley you to the actual desk. Like that was incredible. Um, there was people packing your bags in supermarkets. So I'm probably going to have a bit of a rude awakening by the time I get home. Queens of Instagram. Everywhere I went, I saw girls and guys posing like absolute just legends, you know, not shy, not afraid of anything. I just thought it was phenomenal. I'll give you an example. This is Carly. She actually works with me. I have her permission to use this, but Carly wasn't alone. I thought it was, it was her, and then she's not alone. By the way, Carly was incredible looking after me. She was an absolute gem. So, and I spent Christmas Day with her and her family, and they are beautiful. They were so welcoming, and that made it very, very special for me. So, big shout out to Carly. Thank you. Tourism, it was really, really inexpensive to go and do anything, like in comparison to other cities I've been. I was so affordable. I went and did open up top bus tour. I went to Robben Island. I actually have a video about that as well. I used an Uber to get around as well. That was super cheap too. Another thing that I saw, which was I just thought was really unusual, and I think is something we should do maybe back in Ireland, is Robben Island offered a 40% cheaper discount if you presented your South African passport. So what they're trying to do is to get locals to come along to the tourist museum. And I thought this was a really, really clever idea, because then that makes people maybe even come back a few times, making it affordable for them and making a part of their life, and not making it a tourist destination for just tourists. Another thing that I saw here was body positivity. Oh, it was just phenomenal to see. The women are just so confident about their body on all shapes and sizes. And the other thing I noticed is I never saw people in the same outfits. There was such individuality and such color and uniqueness. There wasn't like the clones where you see, you know, the girls with the same hair and the same eyebrows and the same skirt and the same shoes and the same top. I never saw two girls in the same outfit. It was very, very unique. The food, oh my God, the food. I became an accidental vegan. I don't know how long it's going to last. Something like 15 weeks. I had a small amount of meat and cheese on Christmas Day, but I didn't feel great afterwards, to be honest. So plenty of vegan options here. My strength is more or less the same in the gym. I need to get back kind of to my own weights to see how that's going to play out. So yeah, the first morning I got there, I found this gorgeous restaurant called Raw, and it was all vegan, and they most beautiful food. Everywhere I went was, and found some vegan ice cream as well. Delicious. Well, actually, Carly found it, and I found it then after. The next thing was sea and sunsets. I thought I'd be swimming in the sea, but it was way too cold. It was beautiful though. There was a few days it was super, super windy. That kind of sometimes late in the day, the wind whips up, and then there were 2 days it was a really bad storm. Like you literally could not go outside the house. And finally, the sunsets were beautiful. I've actually made another video about them too. So that is my whole thing about Cape Town. So how do I feel now? Yeah, I'm really happy that I came down here. I definitely feel like I've slowed down. I'd come down with a to-do list, you know, typical me. I'm going to read this, I'm going to do this course, I'm going to do that. And I really didn't do a lot of that. I've been working away, things going, things are just getting back into it for the new year. But I really am glad I came down here, and I will definitely be back. So there you go. There's my 10 weeks in Cape Town video. I had a lot of fun making it, had a lot of fun in Cape Town, and I will definitely be back to South Africa. Take care.